They killed, give me Isaiah 14 and 20. They did the same thing to my people. So you said that they put millions of my should a murderer go to jail for murdering? Absolutely. Should the thief go to jail when he steals? Absolutely. Should a robber pay back the money he robbed? Absolutely. So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did? That's right.
One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. Just obstacle set in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never our home. Only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe the slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting. The trail of my tears is countless. The fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angel, be ready to rap. Crack in the sky, nuclear missiles will make it official. I'm capturing every cracker surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be. Slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cage and safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash. Get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
Look, ain't no remorse in my blood slump. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember your hunter's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in his body, you fit the Lord, fuck the cartel. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in his dress, she a bombshell. Revenge is dish served cold, I just hope they making oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in the world of mad shooters. Devils design fire for our babies to pass through it. In the day of our king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums.
One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
Pendo, kill the beat.
I don't know who, somebody need to hear this. Y'all speak Hebrew, that's Yiddish. How the fuck you try to label us anti-Semitic? We the Israelites, blacks, native Hispanics. The Germans get locked up for the Holocaust. Meanwhile, black people still up in the Holocaust. 100 million of us died in the transatlantic. 6 million died. Y'all want the world to never forget it. You can never be a Jew. You are Ashkenaz. This ain't a start dumb. A gun die or die. Yeah, Easy told the truth and got ostracized. Not one person in the Bible had on the yarmulke. We were slaves in America like we was in Egypt. Y'all don't even fit the curses in the Torah neither. I was blind to the truth. I had to make it clear how Jerusalem, your land, your people came from Europe. That was 1947. Your menorah got 9 sticks. It's really only 7. Yeah, it's us against the world. Armageddon. This what happened when you inherit lies from your ancestors. Y'all the synagogue of Satan with them black hats. Your whole nation sitting ducks, Aflacs, bunch of thieves and culture vultures. Ain't nothing kosher. To tell the truth, you vagabonds don't have a culture. Macedonia, Alexander, and Philip, you a convert. So tell me, how the fuck is you Israel? That don't make you the people just cause you live there. Why my people can't hate your people like y'all hate Hitler? All the prophets was black and was called nigga. Y'all don't even fit the description that's in the scriptures. Abraham, all the way down to Jacob, we the real Jews. Y'all don't study Christ, y'all follow the Talmud. Keep it real, yeah, let's keep it real. Cold hard truth, it give you chills. Say y'all Jewish cause y'all ain't really them. About to do them like Hammond, this the Feast of Purim. You BK undefeated, this an easy win. We was born fighting, y'all the evil twin. Jacob took hold of his heel, then out came his little red bastard, they kosher deals. It's only 12 tribes, y'all trying to make it 13. Esau despised his birthright, the Lord cursed him. He ain't the devil who is, I'm still searching. Ask your rabbi, why he give them babies herpes? I don't know what's worse, that or you claiming that you a Maccabee. I'm about to cancel, everybody try to cancel ye. I ain't afraid to speak, that's what I do. They riding to the core, I'm just judging them by their fruit. Cause they ain't suffering curses. If I was carnal, I promise I'd punch you in person. I know this is an uncomfortable subject. They making millions off our culture. Black people suffering from it. Yeah, they don't believe in Christ. They the Antichrist. Make a living off of niggas. They're a parasite. I ain't afraid to tell the truth. Niggas terrified. I'm about to go DEFCON 4. I ain't satisfied.
That is absolute proof that they know we are real Jews. That's absolute proof. Now you got the records. Go find me a white Jew on any archaeology in Egypt anywhere. You will never find a piece of archaeology with white people as slaves in Egypt. So don't tell me that they were slaves and it's their identity, and they know it. The Lord knows the blasphemy of you so-called white people that say you are Jews and you are not Jews. You are not the people of the law. You are not God's chosen people. God's chosen people are living in the ghettos of America. God's chosen people are in poverty and depression in the streets of America. God's chosen people are walking around in America with no identity. That's where God's chosen people are.
Oh, you ready? You got clap it up, right? All right. Shalom, y'all. By Shimmy outside like a thumb for all the brothers. Y'all Shamar the thumb by Shimmy outside to all the sisters. We got Isupk. Start out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. And we've been teaching blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans the truth of the Bible since 1969. All right. And the truth of the Bible is that blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, you are the Israelites that the Bible speaks of. You are the Lord's chosen people. Man. We say this all the time because it's the truth. It's facts. You know what I mean? We go through the history, we go through the art, we go through archaeological evidence and the Bible to prove that blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans are the chosen people of God. You know what I mean? You're the one that's been cursed by the Most High, that's been going through the curses of the Most High, because we're the ones that don't want to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. You know what I mean? So then, therefore, like any good father, the Most High got to come down on us. He got to punish us, man. Like any good father. You feel me? You know, and men understand this, because when his kids mess up, he punishes them, right?
Okay.
Especially when they don't do what he says. But did I tell you, boy? You know what I'm talking about? Go in the room. We're gonna punish you. How long? Forever. He ain't really on punishment forever. But that's how black folks talk. Black folks talk like slang talk. You know what I mean? Not forever, but a long dispensation of time. Boy, you in trouble. You feel me? Depending on what crime you did is depending on the time you did. You dig what I'm saying?
Come.
Well, we're gonna continue with Islam, and today we're gonna talk about the sub-Saharan slave trade. Because what we didn't know, you know what I mean? A lot of people didn't know this, but before the transatlantic slave trade, and white people was bringing us over here to the hells of North America, right? We were also before that we were going east. You know what I mean? To the Arab countries and further. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. That's
what was happening to us, man. That's what was happening to us. And so when right for another gangstified Christianity. Basically, they're trading Christian. They're trading one oppressor for another oppressor. You feel me? The Arabs hate you too. This is the white man. He has undeniable hate for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. But you know what I mean? Those Arabs, they hate you too. They hate you too because like we read last week, the promise was given to Isaac and not Ishmael. Ishmael was the firstborn, and usually the firstborn gets the promise, right? No, he didn't get it. He didn't get it. Y'all should tune in to Sabbath service because we're about to go over Jacob and Esau. Esau was supposed to get the blessing, right? He was supposed to get the inheritance because he was the firstborn. But nope, it went to Jacob. You know what I mean? You do what I'm saying?
So I have a question about that.
Yeah.
Did he kind of like trick him pretty much? Like Jacob, did he kind of like trick him because he kind of?
We'll go over that in Sabbath service.
Come.
But no, he didn't trick him. Esau came out the forest. He said, "Give me some of that lentil soup." He said, "I ain't done with the lentil soup yet.
Okay.
I don't care. Give me some of the lentil soup. Will you give away your birthright for it?" Yeah, you feel me?
Okay.
Any sensible person would be like, "Nah, the hell, birthright, boy, who playing?" And he was like, "Oh, like yeah, I give it away because he didn't give a damn about his birthright." You dig what I'm saying?
Come.
But Jacob being a cunning brother that he was, or being the you know what I mean,
Smart.
being the hustler that he was, you feel me? You know what I'm talking about? You gotta be Nightquarter. You feel me? Gotta deal like that. He dealt like that. You know what I'm saying?
Come.
And when it came time, you know, Esau wanted to renege.
It was like, oh.
Right. No, we can hold off on that. Remember where we was at though?
Come.
Get that listening for me, Art.
Which one?
The one I sent you.
The first one or the second one?
I didn't send you a second article.
Oh, that's like that was a video.
The second one was a video.
Yeah, come. It's like.
We're gonna read a little bit about it. As a matter of fact, on your phone, send it back to me because I don't know what I did with it.
The article?
Yeah.
Okay.
Send it back to me, G.
Okay.
Payback is a dog food.
Send it. Wonderful.
Oh, you know, you need to send it back to me. You can start reading whatever you want.
Come. It's good. Nah, it's too small. All right, Trans-Sahara slave trade. Probably didn't hear me. Trans-Sahara slave trade. During the Trans-Sahara slave trade.
Trans-Saharan.
Sahara. Come. During the Trans-Saharan slave trade, slaves were transported across the Sahara Desert. Most were moved from sub-Saharan Africa, that's like Africa, to North Africa to be sold to Mediterranean and Middle Eastern.
Right. So, you know, if you know, we need a map, bro.
Come.
We need a map. So if you know anything, you know anything, right? So Africa's right here. Africa's right here at the bottom, you know what I mean? And then you come up over here, and that's when you reach Israel, and you reach the Middle East over here, right? And then around here, you start getting up into Turkey, and then you keep going over here, you start getting into like Italy and Spain and more into Europe, right? So with that little place, that little bed of water right there, that's in between Egypt and Africa and Spain, and that's called the Mediterranean Sea.
You talking about the one that they use now? They like put the building thing structures in there, and it goes rise up and down for ships. Remember, it rises up, down, and up for ships.
No. I think that's the Panama Canal. Panama Canal. That's over here.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about Mexico.
Okay.
Panama and Guatemala and because Zebulon was the haven of the sea.
Okay.
Never mind, I didn't get into that.
Okay.
You get it? But all of that is called the Mediterranean Sea. You know what I mean? So they were taking, and the sub-Saharan Africa is in the middle of Africa, like right below Egypt and that more east down like where the Wabians be at, down the Nile, and over here to the what do you call it, to the west?
Okay.
Because we were taking off the west coast of Africa, so they said, right, off the west coast of Africa, but we was living all throughout Africa. Because we were running from Roman persecution, so we was running all down into Africa, blending in with those dark-skinned people. You understand that?
Okay. Oh, it's like Yakala said a couple years talking about the Suez Canal.
Suez Canal.
Okay.
I don't think that's in the Mediterranean. I think that's more over like Afghanistan and stuff like that. I don't think that's the Mediterranean. That's not the Mediterranean.
I have no idea.
The Suez Canal is more like it's more like on the other side. You feel me?
You know what I'm talking about, right? The one that like lifts up and it has the thingies. It like traps the ships in there, and it like rises up the water. Okay, and then it opens up and it lets it go.
Yeah, like you said, the Suez Canal.
Oh yeah.
But I don't think that's not in the Mediterranean.
Oh, okay.
That's not in the Mediterranean. That's like it's over there in the Middle East, but it's not in the Mediterranean. The Mediterranean is like that little curve, and people call it the cradle of civilization.
Okay.
Where the Garden of Eden is, where Jordan is. That's why I need to pull up. I only need to pull up a map for me, so I need to be able to see the map, so I can point it out. I need my little pointer stick. You know what I'm talking about? We're gonna get one. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna get us one. We're gonna get us one. We're gonna get us a map.
Okay.
You feel me? Because to read the Bible and to know things, you have to know geography, you have to know history, you gotta know the scriptures, you gotta know, you know what I mean? You gotta know a lot of different things that's going in with this.
Cool. Wait, it's like what? I think I found it. Mediterranean Sea. It's got Greece, Turkey, all that. Like
that's the Mediterranean.
Well, they got like the Athens. I think this is the old one too. It's got Algeria.
See, that's Greece and all that. I'm talking about like down below.
Or like where Algeria, Libya, and Egypt is?
Yeah. And then if you go east of that, that's where the Israel was.
I see it.
That's where Israel was, and the Jordan Valley and the Jordan River.
Come on, I see. This is Israel, Tel Aviv, Yet.
Are you showing the people?
I gotta pull it up.
This brother.
He's
so amazed.
It's like, it look cool.
I feel it. Save that somehow.
Okay.
I don't know how we're gonna save it, but we gotta save that somehow.
Okay. It's like,
because that's really gonna come in handy in Sabbath service when we start talking about where the Israelites went and where they was traveling. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's gonna come in very, very handy.
Okay. It's got the Alexandria.
Yeah.
The whole area right there.
Alexandria is in Egypt, huh?
Okay. Damn, you knew that spot on? How do you know it was in Egypt? You know that whole area?
I'm a historian.
Oh. The whole area?
Alexandria is like it's a water city. right? It's on the border,
Okay.
like by the water.
Alexandria?
Yeah, Alexandria.
Okay. Yeah, it's
It
a.
used to be Carthage.
Oh, there's another one that says Cairo.
Cairo.
Cairo. That's what they do. Cairo. It's like,
I know because before we were able to get water on land, all of our civilizations was by rivers, was surrounded by rivers and lakes and stuff like that. Yeah.
wait, it's like to this day, is it all dried up? This is all dried up, kind of.
Nah.
Oh, it's not.
No. Still water and rivers and stuff like that. The Euphrates is drying up.
Oh, come on.
The Euphrates is more in the Middle East.
Okay.
You show the people already?
Okay.
All right, good. Now let's go back to the what's name.
Okay.
You showed the people. The people know. People got it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
All you have to do is pull up a map of the Mediterranean Sea, people. That's all you have to do. You can get specific with time periods.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You can pull up, you know what I mean, the Mediterranean at the time of Christ. You know what I mean? You can do all that. You feel me? They just show you there. You got different maps with different territories and what was what.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Civilizations. Okay. A small percentage went to the other direction. Estimates of the total number of black slaves moved from sub-Saharan African to the Muslim world range from 11 to 17 million.
How many?
11 to 17 million.
Yikes. Go ahead.
Concert. And the trans-Saharan trade routes conveyed a significant number. It's like conveyed a significant number of this total, with one estimate tallying around 7.2 million slaves crossing the Sahara from the mid 7th century until the 20th century.
Yeah. So
that's it.
What's the they were moving slaves, right? From the 7th century, so that's like the 800s. 800s AD, right? Into the 20th century. You know what I mean? That's like the 1900s. That's how long they were moving slaves. They were moving slaves from the 800s from the 600s to the 1900s. Yeah, longer than the white man. You know what I'm saying? They were doing the slave trade before the white man and after that. You dig what I'm saying?
Okay.
They still got slaves to this day. They still have slaves to this day. Go down to late trans-Saharan trade.
Is that late?
Mm-hmm. Trans-Saharan trade. You don't see it? You gotta scroll down.
Oh yeah, I see it. Late trans-Saharan trade. Okay. Late trans-Saharan slave trade. In Central Africa during the 16th and 17th centuries, slave traders continued to raid the region as part of the expansion of the Saharan and Nile River slave routes. It is estimated that in the 17th and 18th centuries, 1.4 billion slaves were compelled to make the trek through the Sahara. It's like the trek through the Sahara.
Mm-hmm.
Captives were enslaved and shipped to the Mediterranean coast, European Arabia, the Western Hemisphere, or to the slave ports and factories along the West and North Africa coast, or south along the Ubangi and Congo rivers.
Mm-hmm.
1.2 million slaves are estimated to have been sent through the Sahara in the 19th century. In the 1830s, a period when the slave trade flourished, Ghadanese was handling 2,500 slaves a year. Even though the slave trade was officially abolished in Tripoli in 1853, in practice and continued until the 1890s. One witness, I was like, okay. One witness to the behavior of the slave dealers, G.F. Loyan, described their behavior in Libya thusly: none of the owners were ever without their whips. Damn.
What?
None of the owners were ever without their whips.
Look how the Africans treat us. And we want to be African. They said they never were out their whips. Everywhere they went to, they was like whipping slaves. No sweat. We got something for you. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. Which were in constant use. No slave dares to be ill or unable to walk. Damn. But when the poor sufferer dies, the master suspects there must have been something wrong inside and regrets not having liberally applied the usual remedy of burning the belly with a red hot iron, thus reconciling to themselves their cruel treatment of these unfortunate creatures. Whoa, it's like it, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is it calling us unfortunate creatures?
Yeah.
Mm.
It's unfortunate that we went through that.
Okay. In Tripoli, Lion recorded that from 4,000 to 5,000 slaves were processed annually with slave raids to areas like Kanam, Bornu, providing sources of captives. Other 19th century European explorers also recorded their previous experiences traveling through the deadly Saharan desert alongside slave caravans. The explorer Gustavo Nakatillo, is that how you say it? Gustavo Nakatillo? I don't know. I'm just gonna keep on going.
You got some names.
Reported finding numerous bones at desert springs that had run dry. Nakatigo estimated that for every one slave that successfully arrived at the mark, 3 or 4 had either died or escaped.
Go ahead.
Come.
Died or escaped. The escape was what happened to them.
They died.
They died. So only 1 out of every 4 made it. Go ahead.
Come. Yeah. Cold could also kill the desert, as the explorer Heinrich Barth relayed a story that the visor of Bornu had lost 40 slaves in a single night in Libya. A British account described happening upon an abandoned caravan surrounded by 100 skeletons. By 1858, the British Council in Tripoli had recorded that more than 66% of the value shipped across the Sahara was made up by slaves.
You see that?
Okay.
You see how much we were worth? We were 60% of everything that was shipped across. That's like, I wish I had a pie chart. You know what I'm saying? Because 60%, 66% is a lot.
Okay.
What's left? 34%? You know what I'm talking about? 34% was other rice, grains, whatever else. 66% of everything that was shipped across the Mediterranean were slaves. Let everybody know. We go to the video.
Okay.
Go to the video. Go to the video. These people, and now people like Farrakhan and Elijah Muhammad, Malcolm X, they want you to go worship.
Okay.
Go ahead, I'll say.
1842, see, wrote a letter to Sultan. In 1842, see, the British Consul Joe listen, asked him if he had taken and stop slavery, or at least slave trade.
The Sultan was the Arab leader. You know, during that time, they had it was one unified Arab nation. You know what I'm saying? And they had a leader called the Sultan. You know what I'm talking about? He was like the king of Arabs or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And the line went down to his son and his son and his son and his son's son. You know what I mean? You want a good explanation about it. You can watch what was the thing I was watching on Netflix? Rise of an Empire.
Okay.
Rise of an Empire, season 2.
Rise of an Empire?
The Ottomans. Ottoman Turks. Right, that's what they did. So then the king of Morocco asked him, "Did you do anything about the slave problem?" He said, "I ain't do nothing about the slave problem. I ain't stopped anything about the slaves. Why would I stop anything about having slaves?" You feel me? That's Arab culture to have slaves. It's everybody's culture to have another nation being servitude or being subtop or serve to serve them. You dig what I'm saying?
Okay.
It's just when we say it, we're wrong. It was okay that we was in slavery all this time and serving this nation and that nation and everywhere. But then we say, oh yeah, when Christ comes and returns, we're gonna get our chance to have slaves. You know what I'm talking about? I don't have to work so hard every day of the week and not see our kids and have the public school system raise our kids. Right? Then it's a problem. Then they want to start saying, "Oh man, you're racist and this, that." And you know what I mean? You're just so filled with hate. What about all the hate trade here? What about all the hate of the sub-Saharan slave trade? What about that hate? What about the hate of the Great Wall of China? What about that hate? You know what I'm saying? What about all those hate? All that hate? That hate don't matter no more? Why don't it matter anymore? It still matters. Only reason why they don't want you to matter because they know that your king, you have a real king.
Okay.
They know that your king is not selfish. They know that your God is real. What you do is for real. What they was doing is just for a time. What you're gonna do, you're gonna rule the earth. That's what they know. And you don't have to go drop bombs on everybody to rule the earth.
Ooh.
What's up?
So they got it by force. We're getting it because
we're gonna get it by force too, but it didn't have to be like that.
Okay.
But it got to be like that now because now they got the case of power. They're not gonna give it up. You think Donald Trump and Joe Biden is gonna be and Putin when Christ returns and be like, yeah, give everything up? You think they're gonna be like, okay? No, they're gonna be like, oh, drop bombs. You know, feel me? And Christ gonna be looking at them like, okay, I'm gonna see you. You know, tomorrow, bring him hither, slay him before me. That's what Christ's gonna be like. That's biblical. You dig what I'm saying?
Okay.
You understand that? Go ahead.
Okay.
Go play it.
Oh, this is taking a good while to load.
Sultan replied that he did not do anything about it because the time of the sons of Adam and notes of Islam against it. Permit anything on beds and were not lawful.
You see what he said? He said, I ain't gonna do nothing about it. It's been the norm since the sons of Adam. Every nation had slaves.
Damn.
Every nation has had slaves, man. Slavery and servitude is part of it. It's part of somebody being in charge and somebody not being in charge. You think what I'm saying? Servitude is part of it. They just don't want you to be in charge because they know everything that their granddaddies and grandmamas and what they did. They know. You feel me?
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Has In Islam's reply, we see the simplest justification, or at least excuse, for almost 1300 years of slavery in the Islamic world. This video is part of a bigger collaboration between various YouTube history channels on the topic of Africa. Don't forget to watch the video before this one by Stefan Milo on the Swahili culture. First of all, I've chosen to call this trade the Arab slave trade because Arabs were a key part of this network. Arabs weren't the only people involved in this trade, but still, most of the rulers and raiders involved in the process were Arabs. Most of the important markets were in Arab cities as well. I didn't call it the East African slave as a tribute. Stefan Milo on the Swahili.
Now you said what?
The Swahili culture.
Swahili?
Como que é Swahili culture?
Swahili is a group of Africans.
That careless.
A group of Africans that we really that was a major group. It was like the Ashanti, the Igbo. You know what I mean? Those are the Swahili. There were major groups in Africa that we went into and hit on. You feel me? So we were calling ourselves these things. You do what I'm saying? We were hiding. You feel me? So everybody that wasn't on the west coast of Africa, and I was over there, and I was prospering, and you know what I mean? Because in Babylon, Timbuktu, they said that we were in the west coast, we were in Africa, we had our own lands, the kings, and remember all that, right? So Swahili was somewhere in the middle of Africa where we was not in rulership, but we wasn't in servitude either. We was living amongst them.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That's why even to this day, when you go to prison, they say shit like the Black Gorilla family, they speak Swahili and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because they say that's a culture that was brought over here with the slaves. You know what I mean? It was brought over here with the slaves because that's what they were living. That's where they were living with the Swahili, with the actual Africans. Swahili.
Okay.
And they put them in chains, put them in slavery, of course.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about? Because that's how they knew who to get. You know what I mean? Because the Africans, if the Arabs and the white people never partnered up with the Africans, they would have never found out who was different. You dig?
Okay.
You dig what I'm saying? They would have never found out who was different. That's like Akon. That's like everybody. We on the block, right? We outside on the block.
Okay.
Everybody over there, we just dark skinned. Akon walks up. You know what I mean? We might think he's us or whatever, and he's sitting there with us. But then he's sitting there with us, and he's got to deal with them, signaling that I'm not them. You know what I mean? He knows he's not them, but he's signaling, but we don't know the difference.
Okay.
You dig what I'm saying?
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Swahili culture. First of all, I've chosen slave trade because Arabs were a key part of this network. Arabs weren't the only people involved in this trade, but still, most of the rulers and raiders involved in the process were Arabs. Most of the important markets were in Arab cities as well. I didn't call it the East
Arabs
African.
wasn't the only people that involved in the slave, but most of the raiders and the slave traders and the rulers that sold the slaves were Arabs. But I mean, East Indians was into it, Africans was into it. You know what I mean? Chinese people was into it, Japanese, the Vietnamese, everybody was into that slave trade. Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they? If everybody was getting money like that off slaves, wouldn't you go get money like that off slaves? You wouldn't.
Oh, okay.
But I'm just saying, you know what I mean? If we had a whole bunch of Arab slaves and we was getting money off the Arab slaves, you'd jump right in there with us, right? Let me get one. Here, I'm gonna give you two, bro. You feel me? Go ahead and get your money. You know what I'm talking? Get your money up. You feel me? I mean, and I'm gonna give you the best of them. Give you the best of the best. Here, take the good ones. He got strong teeth. You know what I'm talking about? He got a strong jaw. He work hard.
Slave trade because it wasn't just done through East Africa. Other trade routes were involved as well. In most of the areas that the sent ancient. was pressed upon by the caliphs. There were 4 ways someone could end up a slave. First, a child born to slave parents was a slave. Secondly, someone captured in a jihad against non-Muslims could be made a slave. Third, a slave could be purchased. Or finally, a slave could be given as a tribute. The people living under Islamic rule, Muslim or non-Muslim, could not be enslaved unless they rebelled or they helped an enemy of the state. Bernard Lewis writes, slaves were excluded from religious functions or from any office involving jurisdiction over others. Their testimony was not admitted at judicial proceedings. In penal law, the penalty for an offense against a person, a fine or bloodwit, was for a slave half of that for a free man. While maltreatment was deplored, there was no fixed penalty. In what might be called civil matters, the slave was a chattel with no legal powers or rights whatsoever. He could not enter into a contract, hold property.
You know what I'm saying? He cannot enter into a contract. He cannot own property. Same thing that was over here in America was over there in the Arab countries and in Africa and in the rest of the world. You know what I'm saying?
Come.
You know what I'm saying? It's just that we live over here. We as in me and you, live over here, but there's a kabar and a caviar over there also. Still to this day.
Come.
You dig what I'm saying? Somewhere. And somewhere he's thinking like, why the hell do these people keep on beating us over our back? And you know what I mean? They won't let us get no rest. Just like we was wondering.
Come.
There's a Trayvon Martin over there. You dig what I'm saying?
Come.
And they wondering just like we was wondering.
Damn. So we was the same people over there?
Hey, that's it. That's it, brother. We're the same people over there.
Now we're just here.
Yeah, but we're here. Everything that was going on over here was going on over there. Which is over there. They don't have freedom of speech. They can't go out. They can't go out together. It's like can't let me kill you. You don't have freedom of speech. You know what I'm saying?
Come.
We go out to camp. We can say whatever we want to say.
Come.
Just the bulk of us are over here. All right, give me let's go to the scriptures, bro.
Come.
Give me Exodus 21 and 16.
Okay.
Give me Exodus 21 and 16. Because there's laws about slavery. I know.
Oh, come. About like, well, how to treat them.
No. Go ahead. Read it.
Exodus 21, what?
16.
Okay. 21:16.
On the top, son.
Alright. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 21, verse 16. And he that stealeth, stealeth a man.
He that do what?
Stealeth a man.
He that steal a man. You know what I'm talking about? How do you steal a man?
By him being in captivity.
Right. You steal a man by taking him from where he's supposed to be at. You know what I'm talking about? You stole him. If there's a child with their family, and then somebody comes and takes her away from her family, they stole her from her family.
Okay.
You feel me? Read that one more time.
Okay. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 21, verse 16. And he that stealeth a man,
right,
and selleth him,
and do what?
And selleth him,
and sell him. You know what I mean? That means sell him for monetary gain, barter him for monetary gain, for something that you can use. You feel me? Treat him as property. Is that what you sell, right?
Okay.
I got this is my statue. Say, hey, Capiar, you gonna buy it? Like, yeah, I sold it to you. You were selling it.
Okay.
Something that you treat like property, right? Go ahead.
Okay. Or if he be found in his hand.
Right, or be found in his hand. Now, let's say you stole this.
Okay.
But then you had it in your possession. You know what I'm saying? Like, Capiar, that's mine.
Okay.
No, it ain't yours. You stole it.
Okay.
And I found it in your possession, in your hands, right?
Okay.
Go ahead.
He shall surely be put to death.
No, he should live graciously, and we should love him, and we should worship the ground he walked on.
He shall surely be put to death.
We should worship his gods and his idolatry.
He shall surely be put to death.
We should do whatever this man says. We should switch one of them, one person that stole us, to another person that stole us.
He shall surely be put to death.
He shall surely be put to death. Death. Dead. You feel me? So what do you think that the Most High is going to, that Christ is going to do when he comes, right? When he comes back and we're still in the possession of the so-called white man, in possession of the Arabs, and in possession of the Chinese and the Africans and all these other people that don't want to let us be free. Read that last part.
Come, sir. He shall surely be put to death.
Right. The Lord is going to put him to death, man. Going to be put him to death, man. That's no more nothing. That's it.
Okay.
Gonna be dead. Why? Because we're the Lord's chosen people. Because the Lord loves us. You know what I mean? That's why we should do what the Lord tells us to do, so we can have backup. Because right now we ain't got no backup. You know what I'm talking about? We're not together in this. Me and you are together. You know what I mean? ISUPK is together. But ain't nobody trying to be together with us. You know that big Israelites have unity camps. They ain't ever be like, hey, ISUPK, come over here with us and let's have a cook. Let's make some burgers.
Uh-huh.
Ain't nobody ever said that. We invite everybody to the Passover, to the cookouts, to everything. Nobody ever comes and parlays with us. They may get together by themselves and parlay without us, because they know that we are the truth. We're the home of the truth. They know where the truth resides at. They know we're real Israelites. They're the fake ones.
Okay.
You do what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's why they call Cross the Line Radio and ask Carly, so you saying I'm not in the truth? Like, you feel me? I don't think we're going to have to ask. We don't have to ask nobody if we're in the truth. Because if we're in the truth, we just be in the truth. Okay. We just do the truth. You feel me?
Okay.
That's why we be on Sabbath service and classes and stuff. People be all on economy talking like this, where your fridge is at, and where this at, and where that at. You think what I'm saying?
Okay.
Real weird. Shouldn't you be teaching class? If you so important and worried about this and that, shouldn't you be teaching class, teaching Sabbath service, teaching feast days, teaching something?
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about? You do what I'm saying?
Okay.
Remember fake Israelite group came to the camp that day? We didn't come see them. We didn't go see you. You came where we was at. You dig what I'm saying? We wasn't worried about you. We was worried about getting everybody that you know what I mean, that don't have the same spirit, the gay spirit as y'all. You feel me? The homosexual spirit, lifestyle is y'all. That's why. You dig what I'm saying?
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Oh, that's it, right?
Okay, sir.
Let's go to Babylon and Timbuktu.
Okay. I'm going to Timbuktu. Go ahead. Okay. When Muhammad returned to the city of Mecca, the opposition was intensified against him.
You got the beginning of the paragraph?
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
Okay.
The opposition was against him?
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Or was intensified against him.
Right?
Okay.
Because he's bringing, why is it intensified against him?
Why is it intensified against him?
Yeah, because you know Muhammad was a camel driver, and he was talking to all the Jews and everybody else about their religion and what they were talking about, and he was looking at them, and he was like, you know what, my people need to be unified like they unified. They unified under one God. We need to be unified under a God too, under one power, under one religion. You feel me? So he came back to Mecca, which is a staple of Arab. A staple of Arab life. You feel me? Arab culture. Right? That's like a capital of Arab life. Go ahead. That's where the cobblestone is.
A law was enacted that anybody who accepted Islam would be exiled.
So like, read that one more time when he came to
Oh, you're talking about when he came back?
Yeah, when Muhammad came back to Mecca.
When Muhammad returned to the city of Mecca, the opposition was intensified against him.
Right. Why was it intensified against him?
Because everybody thought he was telling a lie. They were like, nah, we ain't believing what you believe.
No, because he was teaching something new.
Mm.
It's something new. It's something that they don't. You know what I mean? Like they're worshiping 364 idols a year, idol every day of the year, right?
Okay.
So it's just like us. We go out to camp and we're coming teaching the Bible, but it's something new to everybody because everybody else that teaches the Bible or tries to teach the Bible are lying on the Bible. They're lying.
Okay.
So when we come out there and say God don't love everybody, and then we get the scriptures about God don't love everybody, can't nobody accept it because it's new.
Okay.
They can't accept it because it's a new thing on the earth. Especially old people, they're not gonna accept it. They look like, man, look, bro. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like, I've been doing this for 60-something years.
Okay.
You feel me? And then we tell them, how's your life been 60-something years later? It's not good. Well, I mean, shouldn't you try something new?
Okay.
You feel me? We've been trying to vote. We've been trying to join their establishments. We've been trying to go into the army. We've been trying to do everything except separate and do the laws, statutes, and commandments.
Okay.
That's one thing we have. Why don't we at least try it as a people?
Okay.
Just try it. Let's see what happens. Maybe it works. Maybe it don't. You don't know until you try it. I know for a fact it works.
Okay.
Why? Because we're doing it. 2 years ago, it was just me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You feel me? I know it works for a fact. You feel me? Go ahead.
Okay. A law was enacted that anybody who accepted Islam would be exiled. When the leader, I was like,
So now he said it's a law that was enacted. Anybody that accepted Islam, anybody that was, it's contagious.
yeah.
Anybody that accepted Islam was what? Was exiled.
Okay.
You get out. You feel me? Because they accepted Islam. It's something that what's they were doing. It's something that's against their 364 gods.
Okay.
You feel me? One God couldn't be king.
Okay. When the leaders of the city of Mecca were informed that Muhammad was gaining converts. It's like converts.
He was gaining people.
Okay.
People was converting to his religion, to Islam. Go ahead.
And Yathrib. That's how you say it, right?
I don't know.
Yathrib. Oh. Yathrib. They conspired to assassinate him. This conspiracy motivated Muhammad to flee from Mecca to Yathrib.
Right. Look, they started trying to assassinate him because he was gaining followers. He was gaining converts, people that was coming to his religion.
Mm-hmm.
And they started, and they was like, shit, you gotta kill this, you gotta kill him. You feel me?
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. Coming to Yathrib, Muhammad found the inhabitants very hospitable.
Very what?
Hospitable.
Hospitable. Right.
Okay. To him and to his new religion.
Uh-huh.
There were two factors that contributed to this hospitality. One, there were many influential Jews in Yathrib who were.
There was what?
There were many influential Jews in Yathrib who were allies with the other Arabs.
Right. So they were so you know how we say Jewish people are white people, right?
It's like you said again?
Jewish people are white people?
Oh, come.
Jewish people are not only white people. Back in the Second Kings First Kings.
Oh.
Like the first Kings, they started in the Assyrian captivity.
Okay.
They started converting to
Like be Jewish?
yeah.
Like the Arabs were?
Yeah.
Everybody trying to take our.
That's why there's so many different types of Jewish people.
It makes more sense.
You remember when I was talking to your homeboy and I was telling him that?
Oh, come.
How there's different types of Jews. All Jewish people, there's Ashkenazi Jews. There's man, I forgot the word for it. But all Jewish people are not white people. There's some Arab Jews too.
So everybody that had us in captivity really just tried taking our identity.
Of course, why would they take our identity? Now they don't try to take our identity. They try to take our book and say it's for them. You feel me?
Okay.
Islam trying to say the covenant was given to them. Christians say because Christ died, they can now get the covenant and be saved. And white people say that they are us. That's why when it comes out that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the Israelites that the Bible speaks of, all three religions are done for.
Okay.
All three religions are done for. You can't say you got the covenant because we got the covenant. You can't say you're us because we're us. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And you can't say Christ died for you because Christ died for us.
Damn.
All those three biggest religions on the world are done for.
It cuts them all.
It's done. That's why they try to hide who we are so much.
Come.
Let's just put it.
Come. I was thinking, these Jews had introduced the conception of one God.
They introduced what?
The conception of one God.
Right. They introduced the one God. You know what I mean? The power of one God. Because we always Shema Yashala Ahayana Ahayana tongue twister.
Okay.
Allah.
They be saying that. Okay. Wait.
Ahayana.
Oh, Alahayana.
Ahayana. You feel me?
Don't they be saying like Elohim and all
Yeah,
that?
they said Elohim, which is Alahayim.
Oh.
Alahayim al-Ka.
Elohim, Elahar. I know. Oh, it's like you said.
Yeah.
Your caller said Sephardic Jewish?
Sephardic Jews.
Sephardic Jews.
Sephardic Jews. There we go. Why you call y'all? Sephardic Jews.
Sephardic.
You feel me? They have so there's different types of Jews. All Jews aren't white. All Jewish people aren't white. There's some Jewish people that are Arabs also. There's some Africans that call themselves Jewish. They wear yarmulkes and the whole nine.
Yarmulkes?
Yeah. Yarmulkes are that little hat that they wear. That the Jewish people wear.
Wait, but do they not know that it's an abomination to cover your head? They don't know that?
I don't know if they know it or not. I know it. You know it.
Okay.
I don't know if they know it.
So that's another cut for them. Be like, no, you're not even.
They're not supposed to be covering their heads, but they do it anyway. Shit, they suck baby rocks.
It's true.
You know
It's
what I'm
true.
saying?
Do that.
Keep going.
Come. Islam and Judaism. The Prophet Muhammad, the so-called Prophet Muhammad, adopted many principles and laws from the Jewish religion.
Right. Yeah, so he adopted a lot of things from the Jewish belief, right? From the Israelite belief. Go ahead.
Come. First of all, the basic idea of monotheism.
Monotheism, meaning the belief of one God.
Oh, okay.
Monotheistic religions are the Christianity, Islam, and Judaism.
So what we believe?
Huh?
So what we believe in? Okay.
Of course, that's all. We're the first people that ever had a belief in one God.
Okay.
Everybody else was worshiping many idols, and Abraham was in his father's house doing the same thing. And the Lord came and was like, "Hey, Abraham, get up, leave your father's house."
Okay.
And he was like, "Nah, there's only one God." And Abraham, like, "You crazy, bro? You see all these statues up here that we worship? How is only one God if we believe in this and that and that and that? Go ahead.
Come. Which is the belief in one God. This is right there. The Jewish confession of the uniquity of God. That's like unity of God is Shema Israel Adonai Adonai Echad.
It's like Shema Yahshua.
Oh,
A high night out. Oh my God, that is a tongue twister.
it's hard to
Let me
say.
see. Let me see that, bro.
It's hard to say. I'm like, wait.
Where's it?
It's at the. It's like. Oh, it's like. I'm blind. I can't even see. It's like great. Where'd it go? This thing weird. Oh, here.
Oh, that's an Arab.
I don't even know what that says. It's like Arab or something.
Yeah, see, they copied our style of what we said. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because when they came to these shores over here, there's a young lady that said the same thing. You know what I mean? That said the same thing, but it wasn't Arab.
Okay.
Anaya. Oh my goodness, boy, this is a tongue twister for me right now.
Come.
I'm gonna get it, no, don't worry about it. It's somewhere, I'm gonna get it.
Okay. I'll keep it going.
Yeah, keep going.
Okay. Hear, O Israel, the Lord, our God, the Lord is one God.
I know, damn, I'm gonna get it, bro. Go ahead.
Okay. The Muhammadan slogan is as follows: La ilaha Allah.
Keep going. Don't even worry about that.
I can't even see it.
Don't even worry about that. We don't want to hear what Arab say. They copied our slogan.
Oh,
Out of my mouth.
Oh, is that what you were talking about? That part right there?
Yeah.
That's
Hear,
like,
Israel.
our house.
Right?
Okay.
Hear, O Israel. The Lord is our Lord, and the Lord our Lord is one.
Okay. I see. Okay. Muhammad adopted also the main details of the Jewish calendar, the Day of Atonement, the Sabbath, much of the Bible, and narratives from the Medrash, and many points of the ritual law. Incidentally, the Jews pray 3 times a day facing the city of Jerusalem.
Right, so we pray 3 times a day facing Jerusalem, right? Go ahead.
Oh, cool.
That's our custom.
Are we supposed to do that?
Right. Ain't that what it said? It said the Jews face Jerusalem, right? 3 times a day?
Come.
Yeah.
We pray 3 times. And the Muslims, true livers, pray 5 times a day facing the city of Mecca.
Right, they pray facing the city of Mecca. You see how they try to copy us?
Come.
Because we got to face the east to Jerusalem, and they face the Mecca. Trying to be like us, bro. They can't be us. Go ahead.
Come. Trying his best, Muhammad sought to convert the Jews to his new religion.
We cut. He tried to convert the Jews to the new religion. Go ahead.
Come. But to no avail. The Jews were adamant and resident to change.
Right. We wouldn't change it. It's like any other Israelite. We not changing it. Oh, bro, what you talking about? Everybody looked at each other and looked at him like, you want us to what? Well, we can't leave our God. He's our God. What are you everybody talking about? You feel me? Like, you know what I mean? They was on some Judah Maccabees type deal. What? Excuse me? Guess you gotta kill these niggas too. You know what I'm saying? Guess you gotta kill them too. You hear me? What are they talking about, bro? Like, really? Go ahead.
The high esteem which the prophet held for the Jews was transformed to enmity. Enmities, like and instead of allies, he looked upon them as competitors.
Right. You feel me? So instead of being allies now, he looked at the competitors because he didn't want to join. They're not going to join his religion. You know what I'm saying? The Lord didn't tell us to be Islam, Muslims. The Lord told us to be Israelites that follow laws, statutes, and commandments. Go ahead.
Okay. Muhammad needed the confirmation of the influential Jews to validate his mission.
Right. So he needed us. He needed the influential Jews, right, to validate his religion, to validate what he believed. He needed us to say, "Oh yeah, y'all doing it right." He needed us to validate what they believe. Go ahead.
Okay. As all upstairs need the backing of someone influential, Muhammad therefore turned against the Jews and became their tormentor.
Yeah, he became our tormentor. Started putting us in slavery and beating us and murdering us, killing us, chasing us out of where we was living at. You good?
Okay, that's it. That's the rest. That's highlighted.
So you gotta be some more. It's not talking. It's not going to talk. That's page 46.
48.
That's page 48. Go back to 47. Talking about how many gods they worship. It's highlighted.
Well, we're talking about whenever the angel Gabriel came up to him and then. Damn, I keep pressing that button. It's like.
It's not they were worshiping idols. Oh, we skipped the part. I told y'all to remember where we was at.
Go, that was it. Because we marked it. We marked it in the book. We marked it in there.
So we're talking about idols real quick?
Nah. Unless it's not marked. If someone didn't mark it. Or unless it's in like a whole nother page area.
Oh yeah. Read right after the highlight part of 46.
Oh, right after the highlight part of the
Yeah,
cool.
it's supposed to be highlighted. Maybe I didn't highlight it. My bad.
Oh, cool. Okay. He went out to the holy temple to preach to the multitudes that gathered to worship the idols.
Right, that worship the idols.
Okay.
So read it from in the highlight part.
Okay. Muhammad.
Is it talking? Where it's talking about how he worshipped 364 gods, 364 idols. What they had every day.
You should read the whole thing. The whole highlight.
No, I want to hear about Gabriel again.
Oh, okay.
That's a lot.
Okay. So Muhammad gradually came into believe that he was. No, that ain't it.
Maybe it's after. Maybe it's after the highlighted part when he was talking about the idols.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Whatever. Let's read the part where they were talking about the idols
Okay.
on 46.
Okay. So just read after the highlight.
Yeah.
Okay. He went out to the holy temple to preach to the multitudes that gathered to worship the idols.
Right. So now he's starting to go to all the Muslims or the Arabs that was worshiping idols.
Okay.
He's going out there to teach them what they should not do. And go ahead.
Okay. With these words, the first phase of that there is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is the prophet of Allah.
See, that's where it comes from. Go ahead.
Come on. Incidentally, by this time, the Hebrew Old Testament had been translated into Arabic, and they were rapturously pleased to read about their great ancestors in the story of the Hebrew patri-
Patriarch.
patriots. This of Muhammad to inspire the Arabs the feeling of nationalism and racial pride, because they had read in the Hebrew scripture that Ishmael was to become a great nation.
Learn about Arabs. Are we learning about idol worship?
It might be before this, actually.
Whatever. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna find it for next week's class.
Okay.
All right, so you go to let's go to Leviticus 26:1.
Okay. You said Leviticus 6:1?
26:1.
Okay.
Let's talk down some of these idols because they had different,
Okay.
you know what I mean, graven images and all that. Even so that they went from worshiping, what would you say? They went from worshiping idols, different idols of the what's name, and it'd be different from Christians who worship the sun. They started worshiping the stars and the moon.
Okay.
All right, you understand that?
Okay. So they started. Man. So they started having all the like idols, like of the sun, the rocks, and the
Yeah,
everything.
they started worshiping everything else other than the sun because Christians worship the sun.
Oh, so they were worshiping pretty much the earth.
They were worshiping the earth. They were worshiping the rocks. They was worshiping the stars, the moon.
Hmm.
They worship all that. Go ahead. You got that Leviticus 26:1?
Come on, sir. This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 26, verse 1. Ye shall make you no idols, nor graven images. It's like an image.
Right. We should not make no idols nor graven images. You know what I'm saying? That's why we don't. That's why we don't bow down to. You know what I mean? We wear the shield of David. We don't bow down and kiss it and hold our hands and pray to it, love it, and you know what I mean?
Okay.
You do what I'm saying?
Okay.
Good.
Come on, sir. Neither rear you up a standing image.
Right. We don't build statues and then worship the statue and everybody goes to the statue and pray to it and love it like and kiss it. You know what I'm talking about? Like they do the cobblestone.
Okay.
We don't do that like they do that. Is a Madonna on the Rocks. I think they got a statue called the Madonna of the Rocks with the Virgin.
Madonna of the Rock?
Yeah, it's this lady. They got her, they pray to her. And
Called the Madonna of the Rock?
she's not.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
Cool. Neither shall ye set up any image of stone in your land.
Right, of stone in your land.
Okay.
What they got in Mecca that everybody goes to, they call it a Hajj.
So isn't it like a meteorite stone or something like that?
What do they call it?
Mecca stone?
A cobblestone.
Oh, cobblestone?
They call it the cobblestone.
Cobblestone.
They call it the cobblestone. They want to go there. It's
Cobblestone.
they want to go there and love it and kiss it. Every year, people get trampled and murdered and killed there because there's no order. So when they go there, people step on people. It's like a stampede and all that.
So is this a little area where it looks all nice and then like there's a big old stone in the middle of it?
Yeah,
Cobblestone. That's what that is?
Yeah.
It's like a big old long stone?
No, it's not a long stone because it's covered in like a black
Box?
box or something like that. Yeah, it's covered in black, and then people go there, they bow down to it, and pray to it, and they kiss it.
That's what that is. I didn't know. I didn't know what that was.
It's called a Hajj. Just like how we supposed to go to Jerusalem every year for Passover.
Okay.
Every Muslim is supposed to go there for every year. You know, at least once a year to make a Hajj to Mecca.
Bow down unto it.
To do what?
To bow down unto it.
To bow down unto it. I remember when I was in a Christian church, I used to see pastors. They go to Caesar Borgia. She, looking at everybody. You know what I'm talking about? And I used to go see pastors. They go to it, and they bow down to it, and they pray right in front of the white boy. Look, bro, it's some serious witchcraft. That's, you do what I'm saying?
People for come. For I am the Lord your God.
For what?
For I am the Lord your God.
Right, the Lord said, don't bow down to anything else, because I am the Lord your God. When we bow down worshiping anything, I didn't tell you to be involved. That's what the Lord.
Come.
No, what is a graven image?
A graven image?
Yeah.
Seizure boy, Jen.
No, what is a graven image?
Oh, it's like pretty much kind of like a person, or like a picture of a person, or like of something you worship.
What is a graven image? Oh, say it again.
Something you worship.
Right, a graven image is something that you use to worship.
Mm-hmm.
That you worship. You feel me? That's why that cross is a graven image, because people hold that cross in there. Oh Jesus! Save me! Oh, they don't know they're asking Caesar Borgia to come and save them. And he's a homosexual and a murderer and a rapist.
Huh.
You know what I'm talking about? A child molester. Oh, he's so cute. So we step on those images. Ooh, right? So like, if you want to destroy Islam, you want to break down Islam, go straight to the idol worship. You feel me? Go straight to the covenants. You feel me? After you bust down all the idol worships and everything that they worship with the idols, and you're not supposed to be worshiping idols, and you know what I'm talking about? Y'all had 365 idols a year. You told me, the idol every day of the year that you worship. That's what you want to do. You want to bust them down. And all goes to all the idol worship scriptures. And you want to go to all those covenant scriptures that we went to last time. You know, talking about this covenant and that covenant and how Gabriel didn't bring. You know what I mean? You want to go. That's what you want to do. You want to destroy Islam. You want to go straight to those scriptures. How God don't love everybody, and this Bible is not for everybody. The kingdom of heaven is not for everybody. You feel me? Psalms 119 and 20, 142 and 20. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna go to Galatians 1 and 8. We're gonna go get who the covenant was given to. Romans 9 is a great. It's my favorite.
Romans 9 and 30.
Romans 9 is my favorite. You feel me? That's what you want to do. Do you want to you want to get the history of what's going on? You do what I'm saying? On that shit right there, the history about how he copied the Israelites and made his religion. And, you know what I'm talking about? You do what I'm saying? How he was illiterate.
How he couldn't even read.
Yeah. So how Gabriel gonna give him a book to read? He can't read it.
That don't make no sense.
Hey man, the angel came and gave me this book. Can you read that for me? Thank you. What he just it's weird, right? It's weird.
That is.
You feel me? Give me Wisdom of Solomon 14.
Okay.
Oh, I'm tired. Early.
Play City?
Early.
It's on me?
Yeah, you gotta be up early too.
Oh, come on. Oh, yeah, you right. So you said Wisdom of Solomon 4?
14.
14? Okay.
27.
14, 27. Oh, I'm just staying out of your house.
2:30.
What was I saying?
2:30.
I'm going. All right, got this the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, verse 27. For the worship of idols.
No, the worshiping of idols.
Oh, sorry, the worshiping of idols, not to be named, is the beginning. Sorry, what does that mean? For the worshiping. Come on. The cause, the end of all evil.
Read that one more time.
The cause, Oh, okay. For the worshiping of idols, not to be named.
What does it mean not to be named?
Like, not to be named.
What is it?
That is what's her name? Mary. Well,
Yeah, like I said.
fake Mary.
No, you said Mary. It gotta be.
It's not to be named.
It's an idol.
It's a cardboard. It's a piece of wood.
It's gotta be named. It's gotta be named, even if it's not named. You feel me?
Okay.
To be, it's been many of hers.
Very true.
It's been many of hers. You think this is the first virgin story? The first time they said, God came and had sex with a woman and brought forth a messenger or a special being. Perseus was like that. Remember? You ever seen the Percival Jackson?
Percy Jackson.
Remember his daddy was
Poseidon. Yeah.
His mama was a human. You feel me?
Damn.
That's real folklore. Yeah, I can't talk today, bro. You do what I'm saying?
Okay.
And this story has been told over and over and over and over and over again.
A lot.
I'm just happy it wasn't told in the Bible. I'm just happy that in the Bible we know that Joseph was terrified. To Mary to bring forth Christ. That's how babies are born. But they don't have to be named to be an idol.
So like the rock.
Yeah, it's a rock. Just because they call it a cobblestone, it's still a rock. You worship a rock, my boy. You worship a rock, my boy. What you mean? You telling me I should join your religion, but y'all worship a rock, my boy.
Dang. So they're saying the rock is smarter than them.
I don't know, bro, but they worship a rock, my boy. You're worshiping a rock. I'm gonna keep saying, because it's a rock. It's a big rock. So that means you're supposed to worship it, my boy.
The positive in my mind, it just don't sound right. Like
when you say it out loud.
Yeah, when you say it, it sounds stupid. Like
you go and circle a rock 7 times and you kiss it. You worshiping a rock, my boy. Keep going.
Come. For the worshiping of idols, not to be named, is the beginning, the cause, and the end of all evil.
Of what?
Of all evil.
Of all evil. Worshiping this thing right here is the beginning, it's the cause, and the end of all evil.
That makes more sense to just process through my mind.
There's one thing. The one thing. It could just be one idol. It don't gotta be many idols. One idol is the beginning, the end, and cause of all evil. You know how many people died in the name of this lady?
A lot.
You know how many people, well, I don't even know what Caesar Borgia, but you know how many people died in the name of Caesar Borgia?
Oh, right there.
He could be named too.
How many people done that? A lot.
Yeah, you know how many people that died of this image right here?
Like that song almost said.
You feel me? You know how many people died? You know how many people died from the image of from Muhammad?
A lot.
For people to worship the moon and the stars. You know how many people died?
A lot.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing new. Go ahead.
Cool. 28. For either they are mad when they be married.
What that mean? What is being married? You have to do class. All right, let's see. Good.
Come. Also, to be mad when married, to kill, or like
not married. Married. You know what's married mean? You don't look up.
it's not to be like happy and you're like
Yeah,
Oh, it is to be happy? Oh, you
Yeah.
that one.
they're mad to be happy. You know, that people go to church and the pastor don't tell them nothing, but they still, ooh, pastor had a good sermon today at church. You know, when people go to church and they sing a song and everybody get to crying?
Come on, a lot.
And yeah, and running around and a shumana high, a shumana who, a shumana her. I could did. You know how many people?
A lot.
A lot. Because either they mad when they be married. Go ahead.
Come. Or prophesy lies.
Or do what?
Or prophesy lies.
Yeah, God loves everybody. And you gonna get that house. And you gonna get that job. And you gonna get your husband. Because you came to church and gave 10%. Because God. They prophesy lies. Go ahead.
Come. Or live unjustly.
And do what?
Or live unjustly.
Or live unjustly. What does that mean?
Live unrighteously.
They live unrighteously, which they all do. They all do. They might not sell drugs, but they do. You feel me?
Come.
Pastor might not do nothing. You feel me? But when they come to that church, he's lying to them and stealing money. Then you try to sleep with people's wives. Feel me? Same thing with the Muslim imams.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Come.
You know what I'm saying? You know they tried to kill Malcolm X more than once.
Come.
You do what I'm saying?
You told me that one. Come.
You know what I'm talking about? More than once. They tried that. You do what I'm saying? Like, so just because that don't mean they're doing nothing evil. You live unjustly, prophesy lies. You can only have one wife.
Come.
Prophesying lies. You do what I'm saying?
Come.
Always gotta they make new religions. Go ahead.
Come, sir. Or else lightly forswear themselves.
They forswear themselves. You feel me? They make themselves more important than they are. You dig what I'm saying?
Come.
That's what they do, man. That's what they do. That definitely, all this right here is talking about the Christian church, the Islam, talking about the fake Israelites, talking about all that. Give me Habakkuk.
Oh, I know what's wrong. Come.
Habakkuk. I wonder what that name is in Hebrew. I wonder what Habakkuk is in Hebrew.
Habakkuk.
Habakkuk.
I can't even see. Habakkuk. No, just Habakkuk. Oh, it is Habakkuk.
I know I said Habakkuk.
That sounds like a hiccup in though. It's like
Habakkuk.
like
Habakkuk. I want to know what it means. What it is in Hebrew.
Oh, you said like Habakkuk what?
2:18.
Come. Oh, it's only got 3 chapters.
Yeah, but you gotta read the little books. Them little books, them small books like Lamentation, Habakkuk. Well, they got some stuff in it. You like it?
Come.
Bring this. Little books get you going.
Come. Little books. All right. This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 18. What profit the graven image that the maker thereof hath graven it?
Right. So everybody that makes these rosaries and graven images that they have so much, right? That people love so much.
Come.
What profited them that make it? If they're gonna make it right, they're gonna hold it in their hands and pray to it. Oh, this is like you always see what's the name? They got prayer beads. Islam got prayer beads. Roll the carpet out, get down. Yes.
Like I was gonna say, the Chinese too.
Of course.
He was passing out, or he was giving those prayer beads or something like that, whatever they were called.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Remember
at camp?
Come.
I wasn't there. I wasn't paying attention. I was doing something else.
Oh,
paying attention to what was going on over there.
Come on,
I
yeah,
know
yeah.
he had on a fly ass hat
Come on.
and he hole at the top.
Come on. He had that on that garment, that cap on that
You
gives
feel
him
me?
like that. Come on.
You know what I mean? But it's what profited the graven image that the maker thereof hath graven it.
Come
You know what I
on.
mean? Like, so when they can make these things and these prayer beads and these rugs that they use and these crosses and what do you call it? Crucifixes and things like that. And then they make them and then they pray. You know what I mean? They pray to them and blah 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 all that bull stuff that they be talking. And they do that, right? What does it profit them? Does it profit them anything?
Lie.
It don't profit them nothing.
I would say they're still struggling in the ghettos. They're still getting
still
killed.
what?
They're still struggling in the ghettos and still getting killed.
I know it don't profit them nothing, but it makes them feel good. You know what makes me feel good? Coming to class,
Come on.
teaching class. That makes me feel better. We had the worst day ever, but I get here and I get the frustration out. You know what makes you feel good? Going to camp.
Come on.
Sometimes it'd be like, I don't feel like going to camp. And this, that, and you get there and now all that's done with.
Come on.
And you get to yell at people.
Come on.
You let all your frustration out till you tired.
Come on.
Yeah, so let all your frustration out. And another thing, what's your topic? You feel me? I get a whole topic about what I'm mad about all week.
Come
You feel me?
on.
You know what I'm talking about? Go ahead.
Come on, sir. The molten image and a teacher of lies.
It's a what?
Molten, it's like the molten image.
What does molten mean?
Man-made? Or like made image? I have no idea.
Google it.
Molten? Come on.
Pull your Google machine up. You should never guess. All right?
Come on.
If you don't know what it means, don't guess.
Come on.
If you have your phone right there, you can molten. You can Google it.
Come on.
You dig what I'm saying? You don't have to guess. You dig what I'm saying?
Come on.
You want to be for sure about things.
It says an adjective liquefied by heat in a state of fusion, molten lead, produced by melting and casing a molten image.
Yeah. Something that's melted together, like a statue. You know, it's a molten image and a teacher of lies. Right? What does it teach? What is that? What is that crucifix with the cross and Caesar Borgia on there? What does that teach?
Lies.
What is the lie?
God loves everybody.
Right. Well,
Christ.
give me another lie about it.
Christ came to die for everybody.
Give me another lie about it.
The laws are done away with.
You feel me? Her right here. What is her lies?
It's like I know nothing about her really.
Well, women can have babies without a man.
Oh, come on. That is true. There's a lot they do put out.
That's her lie, even though she was a whore.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? That's the lies. What is the Buddha? What is the Buddha lie?
Buddha lies?
Is that her?
I don't think I've ever gotten the Buddha.
I don't know. I know Buddha lied about something.
Come on.
Probably about bats and rats.
Potions and all that?
Yeah, all
Or
that.
witchcraft.
Yeah, witchcraft. Yeah,
Witchcraft.
That is something that's in that Chinese culture, that Asian culture. You do have potions and stuff.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? They do elixirs.
Come on, elixirs.
Elixirs. You feel me? What about Islam?
Islam?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Islam lies about everything.
yeah, everything. They pretty much just copied our.
They say that Islam is the complete faith of the earth. So they say that Abraham is a Muslim, was a Muslim. They say that Christ was a Muslim. All the prophets were Muslims because they worship the true God. That's basically what they say. The complete of the primordial things.
Wait, but they copied our religion.
I know. I definitely understand that. I know that too. You know that. We all know that. You know what I'm talking? What about Muhammad was a prophet? Yeah, I know. If he's a prophet, what did he prophesy? That's not in the Bible.
You said that's not in the Bible?
Mm-hmm.
Everything that he prophesied was not in the Bible.
No, he didn't prophesy anything.
Oh yeah, because he couldn't read.
He didn't prophesy not a damn thing. Everything that somebody wrote down in that book for him, he couldn't read. He couldn't write it. Everything that somebody was something that he spit out that he heard from the Jews.
Okay, that's true. Oh yeah, you prophesy means to tell the future. He didn't prophesy nothing.
Yeah, he can't prophesy.
Yeah, he can't prophesy.
Man, he couldn't prophesy anything. He couldn't write and read. You think the Lord will give him the gift of prophecy?
Lie.
You couldn't read and write your own language. Somebody gave you like, oh yeah, that camel was 32 shekels, and they gave you 28 shekels. How do you know?
You don't. He probably
You
got
don't.
ripped off.
You don't. 1, 2. You know, dogs get looking around like, you don't know anything.
Come on.
You don't know how to read and write, bro.
Come on.
Maybe you can count them. I don't know. Maybe I'm giving too much credit. I'm giving
Too much credit. You probably like,
Right, I'm giving too much credit, bro. He not right.
Oh, it's like he was probably the person who just brought him out. Just brought him out to him, like, here you go. Got him all ready and everything, and then, gave him to the people.
He was rich, though. He had money.
Oh, he did?
Yeah. He knew how to hustle.
Okay.
He knew how to hustle these out there. He knew how to hustle Arabs out their money like Christian pastors.
So he was one of them. He was a talker.
Go ahead.
Come. And the teacher of lies, that the maker of his work trusteth therein.
Right? Whoever made it, they trusted. They trusted. You know how you got to work to show that you love the Lord?
By working for the Lord?
No, I just asked you. It wasn't a question.
Oh,
I would say, you know how you work to show that you love the Lord?
Come.
Right? You got to work to show that you don't love the Lord. It takes more work to show that you don't love the Lord. It takes more work. It takes more work to be a criminal than to be a non-criminal. And I use criminal because criminals break the laws.
Come.
It takes more work. It takes more work. It takes more work to do what you want to do and lean to thy own understanding than to just do what the Lord said.
Come. That's very true.
That's it. Keep going.
Come. Yeah.
Now they're working, making beads and making engraving images and stuff like that. To do what? You feel me? They trust in that. They trust in that. I'm sorry. They trust that this guy. They trust that this guy is gonna come back and save them. When everybody that looks like this guy hung their ancestors. Everybody that looked like this guy shot up the school. Everybody that looked like this guy. Everybody that looked like this guy took a whole bunch of people to Jonestown, right? And they didn't drink the Kool-Aid and kill themselves. Everybody like this guy. This guy look like David Koresh. I don't know if you know who David Koresh is. I'll tell you about it later.
Okay.
Everybody else knows he was a cult leader in Waco that was having sex with all like, let's say you had a daughter, you was gonna join his cult.
Come.
And you had a wife and a daughter, he would tell you that you can't sleep with your wife while he sleeps with your wife, and then when your daughter gets of age, he's gonna sleep with her too. They get pregnant, get kids and everything. They were all virgin births. That's what they do, man. That's what they do. That's what cult leaders do, bro.
Ew.
That's what cult leaders do. And I actually became, Most High Christ, you got a wife. Do your thing. We don't want your wife.
Come.
How many wives I want? Yes, I don't want yours. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
Come.
Go ahead.
Come. To make dumb idols.
Like what?
Dumb idols.
Smart idols.
Dumb
It's a
idols.
genius thing to make an idol.
Dumb idols.
They're dumb idols. Keep going.
Okay. Verse 19. Woe unto him that saith to the wood, oh, shoot, awake.
Right? It says, woe unto him that holds that cross in his head. Oh, please help me. Please help me. You dig what I'm saying? You gonna hold the cross in your hand? Please help me. Please. Ooh. You gonna kiss the stone 7 times? Tell them, I want a big house and I want this and I want that. I want you awake. Please come help me because you go awake and you come help me. When Israel has what?
One God.
No.
Oh, it's like
Yeah, yes, but come on, give it to me.
Israel has a true God.
You almost there with that. You got you missing one word.
A living true God. Okay.
Everybody clap it up for Caprio. You know what I'm talking about?
Hey,
Don't be reading that. Don't be reading them answers on there either.
I'm not. Nobody's actually even answering. Like they,
All right.
and I think they amazed too, probably. I was gonna say, so they pretty much got like they're making these idols genies. They rubbing the wood. Oh,
Yeah, basically.
do what I want. And rubbing the stone. Ooh, do what I want. Pretty much like that.
Yeah.
Oh, but I was sitting college and I was clapping. She's like, yeah.
But that's what they do, bro. That's exactly what they do. You know what I'm talking about? Oh, wait. Ooh, please help me with this. Please help me with this. They holding beats in their head. Ooh, I know you hear me. What are you doing? Like when the Most High said pray, how you pray?
Standing up and facing the east.
Wow. My boy.
Okay,
I'm happy look. You learned something. You face the east. Stand up and face the east. You know what I'm talking about? That's how you pray. It's very, very simple. It's not hard. They make it hard. You gotta be. You gotta do like this. You gotta face Mecca. You gotta grab down 5 times. You gotta bow your head and kiss the rock.
Making it a lot of work.
Yeah. Well, now you got all the Lord said was, you know what I'm talking about? Stand up, face the east, and say, Our Father.
Okay. Yeah.
Which are in heaven. It's simple. Pray after these. Pray in the manner of these. That's it. I'm not understanding why they want to do more work.
They're trying to put so much work into it.
Yeah, you gotta put more work into it. They put more work into it. Go ahead.
Come. To the dumb stone, arise.
No. It says woe unto them. Yeah. Wait. My bad. And to the dumb stone, arise.
Come.
You feel me? They go over there, they circle that stone 7 times and bang their head against it. You know what I'm talking about? Like, you feel me? Why are you banging your head against the rock? You know that's not gonna work, right? You do know you're gonna give yourself a concussion. You know what I'm saying? You bang your head against the rock, you're gonna lose every time. You know what I'm talking about? I used to have a partner when we used to get like mad and upset and stuff like that. He used to go to temper church and he'd be like, boom, boom, he'd bang his head against the wall. Like, you know you're gonna lose every time, right?
Oh.
You're gonna get yourself a headache.
Be mad at football and they be like banging their head. The white kids who be banging their head against the football helmet.
I'm trying to tell you, you're gonna lose every time. Every time. Go ahead.
Okay. It shall teach.
It should do what?
It shall teach.
What is it teaching you?
To get a concussion.
Most High Christ, give Captain your head, guys. That was going to teach him to get a concussion.
So technically, is it teaching them to lose the knowledge? Because giving them concussion.
I don't know what it's teaching them, but it's teaching. They don't have knowledge. What knowledge do they have?
Absolutely no. They never
what
had
knowledge
any.
do they have?
Yeah, that's true. They never had any in the first place.
To tell us, yeah, we know this Jesus. Here you go. Okay. Or tell us that, yeah, we know that ain't Jesus. We know Jesus is black. All right, no sweat. Step on it. Oh, no, I can't do that, bro. They might know Jesus. They might know Jesus is black. What they do know is, that Jesus is black, but their God is white. How would they do know?
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? How they do believe? You feel me? Real talk. Yeah, Jesus is black. You know what I'm saying? But their God and their angels and everything that they love is white. Real talk. Dude, keep going.
Okay. Behold, it is laid over with gold and silver.
I'm telling you, I ain't never seen a regular old cross.
It's gold and silver.
When we go have drinks, right?
Okay.
Everybody in there got a cross on it. It's either gold or it's silver. I ain't never seen nobody with no wooden cross. Yeah, man, you know, my daughter made me this piece. Ain't nobody ever said that. Somebody give them a wooden cross, like, girl, get that out of here.
Go.
They ain't gonna save me. But they really think them gangbangers and stuff, they got them crosses, they really think them crosses in their ears and them crosses on their chest is gonna save them from getting shot on the block. No. These niggas don't never go to church ever, but they got crosses on. They Christians. I know, goofy. I know. The prostitutes never go to church, never go anything. But the first time they want to go get something, they want to go get a cross because they think it's gonna save them. They'll never go to church, never go to no Christian function. They not doing nothing. First thing they do is go get a cross.
Like, is that how much Christianity is out there? It's just out there in the air.
Everybody's a Christian. Everybody's a Christian. Because when Christmas comes, what they say? Merry Christmas.
Come, that's true.
Everybody's a Christian. Everybody's a Christian.
Okay.
Everybody's a Christian. Even the fake Israelites are Christians. Look, Happy Easter. So they go Shabbat Shalom.
Damn, what's deep?
Happy Sunday. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shalom. Shut up, fool. Just how about you don't Shabbat Shalom and take your ass to Sabbath class?
Come on.
Ooh, look at that. They never thought about that.
Oh,
They never thought about that, but they want to be Shabbat Shalom. Why don't you stop Shabbat and Shaloming? You know what I'm talking about? Stop Shaloming and just go to Sabbath service.
Come on.
It's that simple, right? But nah, they can't do it. It's not gonna happen. Go ahead.
Come on. And there is no breath at all in the midst of them. Say of it.
Ain't no breath at all. It ain't breathing.
It ain't alive.
It ain't alive. It ain't gonna get up, walk around the block. It ain't gonna get up and talk to you, bro. It's not. It's not. It's not. But that's what they believe because they hold it in their hand. Oh please. And what they want Caesar Borgia to jump off that cross and be like, and grow to.
Oh.
They want that John the Baptist, John the Revelator word. What?
Oh, it's like Sister Casalage roasted him. She said the knowledge to not take showers.
Hey, Muslims do this thing. Muslims Africans do this thing, bro. They don't wear deodorant.
They don't.
They don't wear deodorant. And Africans think they don't take baths, and they think kente oil cover up all that. Nobody wants to smell like kente oil, bro. Kente oil do not smell good, bro.
Ew.
You feel me? I met a clean African once. I used to work with him. I don't know if he took baths, but he washes his hands a lot.
You probably met some black people who's hanging around them.
I'm trying to tell you, I don't know if he took baths, but he washed his hands a lot. He washed his hands a lot. But then there was another African dude that was working there that stunk. You never know, G.
It's like you said. Actually, there was an African dude that I used to work with at the JBS. That dude was always working. Like, he was always there. I don't think he ever went home to take a bath. He was always probably at the job site. Like,
Did you tell him to get used to it? Yeah, you should get used to just stay working. You should get used to that. Because your price insurance, that's what you want to do, bro.
okay.
I am? Yeah, you gonna work, man. Yeah. Yeah, that way you gonna work, my nigga.
Come on.
That's what-
Come on.
I'm sorry, bro. Yeah. Yeah. You feel me?
Like, what?
Yeah.
Come on.
You gonna work, man. You know what I'm saying?
Come
That way.
on.
This is good. This is a good place to stop.
Oh, come.
This is a good place to stop.
Come on. Also stop right there? Or? Oh. Yeah, you gonna be asleep one day. Ooh.
Yeah. Next time we're gonna finish it off with the Bible, then we're gonna get into the Quran and show how the Quran, how Muslims, the Muslim book says that they supposed to worship Israelites too. They believe in us. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? How in their book it says that they believe in us.
Whoa.
Stop it, bro. Stop. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, they don't even know their own book?
Yeah. And their book tells them to worship. Tells them to worship the cobblestone. My book didn't tell me to worship no stone, bro. My book told me to worship the Most High God.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm talking my book has never told me to worship a stone or a cross or anything like that. Their book is full of falserities. I don't know if that's a word, bro. Today I have murdered the English dictionary. Yeah. You feel me?
I'm gone.
What happened?
I don't know what that means, but I look this some dude with some air. I don't even know.
He's an Allah Akbar.
Come.
Uh-huh.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
It looks like he's an actual
Actually, a Muslim.
When you're watching, like,
I'm here to bring demons out. You feel me? Most High Christ. Hey, come see us, bro. We be at what's it called? We be at on the corner of Crockett and Alamo Plaza every single week at the downtown at the Mirror Maze. Come down there to the Mirror Maze. Holler at us.
Break it down.
Huh?
So we'll break it down.
We break it down for you, bro. We break it down for you, G. Don't worry about it. Just know that Islam don't get no covenants. You might get a blessing from the Most High, but you ain't get no covenants. You know what I'm talking about? No love from the Most High. No, the Most High does not love you. Yes, he only loves Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You know what I'm talking about? Tune in next Monday. We'll break that down for you. When class starts at 7 o'clock, come in at 7 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? Hey, and you know Muhammad wasn't a prophet, right? And you know he was what you call it? He was an illiterate. You know what I'm talking about? He was illiterate. He couldn't read and write. You know that, right? Just so you know, man. Y'all worship a person that couldn't read and couldn't write and was a pedophile. It's crazy. Go ahead.
Okay.
Oh. And I passed the class over to the priest and officer, PR. Excuse me, I got a pipe. I got a pipe. It's over on that table.
This is the this is Isupk security announcements. We are the Isupk 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Under the command, it's like rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They're to be saluted only. They're here to share themselves with the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You'll find this in the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21, and the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 through 10. Maishra means tenth in the Hebrew. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the church, farmer, or teacher. Priest form, free will offering for priests. It's not mandatory. It's whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. We have the Purim, 14th day and the 15th day of the 12th month. So it's Sunday, 5th March, and Monday, 6th March, 2023. And you can find this in the book of Esther, chapter 9, verse 20 to 31. And if anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black, boots, shirts, pants, headband, scarf. This concludes Isupk security announcements. With that, imagine the palm of the upper down and start. Will be the turn face to eat. We're going to read the Lord's Prayer and the last one for us. Abinao,
Abinao,
Shabbat Shema,
Shabbat Shemayim,
Kodash,
Kodash,
Hayah,
Hayah,
Shemkat,
Shemkat,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Malachka,
Malachka,
Tawa'ah,
Tawah,
Watazaka,
Ratazaka,
Hayah,
Hayah,
Aisha,
Aisha,
Waratiza,
Ma'awatiza,
Kawa,
Kuwa,
Hayah,
Hayah,
Bashema,
Bashemayim,
Yadamina,
Dalinao,
Lakam,
Lakam,
Ha,
Hall,
Yawam,
Yawam,
Wasalakna,
Wasalatnao,
Kamawatna,
Kabawatnao,
Kasalakna,
Kasalatnao,
Kamawafina,
Kabawatinao,
Walala,
Walala,
Wabiayna,
Abiayanao,
Wanasawan,
Wanasai one,
Abba,
Abal,
Aishayna,
Hayashayanao,
Mayan,
Mayan,
Wa,
Ra,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Laka,
Laka,
Amalakwa,
Amalakwa,
Wahala,
Walala,
Watabarak,
Watapara,
Wadoi,
Awalami.
Amen.
I want to do the Lord's Prayer in English. Our Father,
Our Father,
which art in heaven,
which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come,
Thy kingdom come,
thy will be done
thy will be done
in earth
in earth
as it is in heaven.
as it is in heaven.
Give us this day
Give us this day
our daily bread,
our daily bread,
and forgive us our
and
debts
forgive us our debts,
as we forgive our debtors.
as we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not
Lead us not
into temptation,
into temptation,
but deliver us
but deliver us
from evil.
from evil.
For thine is the kingdom,
For thine is the kingdom,
and the power,
and the power,
and the glory,
and the glory
forever.
forever.
So be it.
So be it.
There, yes.
Turn and face the front. Going to give one courtesy salute to the brothers. Men of Israel. Imagine Shabbat. Imagine. Barak. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shabbat. Yahweh Matah.
There you go.
Now we'll turn and face sisters. We'll give one courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel. Imagine Shabbat. Imagine. Barak. Yahweh Shema Tama Hashem Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Matah. Class dismissed. That's one good.